man. What's it like? Like when? At what age were you rich? Let's just lay it on the table.
No,
at what age
relative.
do you say you're rich?
It's all relative. Like I remember, I retired when I hit 30.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
And I bought a lifetime pass on American Airlines and partied like a rock star. And so it was just like, I just remember thinking to myself, I would walk into bars, right? Because that's what I would do. Me and my guys, it was still some of my best friends, right? We walk into a bar, and I remember thinking to myself, I'm the richest motherfucker in this club.
That's the whole point of getting rich.
Now then we did what I thought every rich guy did. I bought a bottle of champagne, got bottles for my guys, and we'd walk around drinking the champagne. Now, at that point in time, it was Frexelnet, which was like a $12 bottle of champagne. But it didn't matter. We tear the label off, and all the girls knew was that we were walking around drinking champagne out of the bottle.
That's unbelievable.
The Fast and Cool Club.
Where was the wildest place you partied during that excursion? The lifetime pass bouncing all over the place.
Moscow. It's not even close.
Moscow. Is that because of just the drinking? What is it, just vodka and vodka and vodka, or is it like a wild party? Look at him; he's covering his face.
You can imagine, because they just loved American guys. So I took Russian in high school. Like my grandparents are Russian, so I took Russian in high school. So I spoke just enough to get by, and I got this girl before I went over there. I got this girl to help me with my Russian. She was Russian. Turns out her mom was the secretary or assistant or whatever for the mayor of Moscow. Oh, and so it was the shit he set me up with was even 25 years later, I can't talk about it. It was crazy. One story, right? And so they gave me the mayor driver with the mayor's Mercedes. And I'll never forget, it was October 15th, right? So we're almost to the day here, right? Because it was the first snow in Moscow, which was like even early then for them. And so he took me into Red Square. And so if you know what Red Square is about, right? You've got the Kremlin, you've got St. Peter's Basilica, like this big church, right? And you've got Lenin's tomb. And then there's this big open square area. There's snow on the ground. And he's like, and I can't really understand him. And he's just like, donuts. I'm like, donuts? You're getting donuts? He goes into Red Square.
I'm doing donuts.
And I'm doing donuts in Red Square. That is the honest to God truth. And I literally have video of me inside the Kremlin. So they said, and I had the old back in the day video camera. And so I'm carrying it in like over my shoulder, like I'm a tourist, right? And they invited me in. And I'm like, whatever. So they're going to set me up while I'm in this room. And I'm like sneaking in videos of me walking in the Kremlin. And I'm like, and it's the mid-90s, so it was pre-Putin. Yeah. And it was just a shit show. All of Russia was a shit show. And so I have these videos of me like terrified that I'm going to get knocked off in Russia.
Dude,
I was going to say,
sneaking videos that's one of the most death-defying things I've ever heard. Yeah. Like doing from the donuts into the filming, like you guys, as an American, you're dangerous.
A rich American.
But that wasn't even the scariest. Wait, that wasn't even the scariest part, right? So one of the things that I was doing over there, I was helping these kids figure out how to do business, right? Because they were, it was always communist country, Soviet Union, right? And they didn't know what profits or business was, but they had a lot of good computer people. And so I got connected through somebody in Dallas to this company over there, and I went to meet them. And they had this incredible office right in the cool part of town, right next to the Bolshoi Ballet. I mean, just high-end real estate. All of a sudden, it's like, and they open the door, and there's this guy with no neck, fingers like as big as my face, and pinky rings, right? Tattoos everywhere. And I couldn't understand. My Russian wasn't good enough to understand what this dude was saying. But they said, Mark, you got to help us get our stuff out of here. We got to go now. The mafia just decided that they were going to take over that office, and they just booted them out.
Holy shit! I mean,
Russia back then was the wild, wild west. It was crazy.
So were you like grabbing printers, like billionaire Cuban?
Grabbing printers, grabbing everything, just helping them, and just leaving it outside, right? And I'm just like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys are on your own, dude. I'm out the window.
I don't want to know how this. Yeah, I do not want to know how this story
just
ends.
Go party in like South Beach, Mark. Just go somewhere safe. There's champagne and girls everywhere, right? You have to be in Moscow.
Oh my God! Yeah, it was crazy.
I like to hear that. I like to hear that, what'd you do when you got rich? I fucking partied. That's what I did. I enjoyed it, man.
Like a rock star. I mean, my goal was to have drinks with as many people in as many countries as I possibly could. And I was really good at it. like my guys would be like, okay, you got that lifetime pass in America. Because when I sold my company, Micro Solutions, we all went out and did this big steak dinner, got torched. And it was one of these old school steakhouses that had the phones, way back when you used to plug in a phone, right?
Yeah.
They used to have this deal at all the tables, like, old school. And I saw one of the plugs at the table. I'm like, can I get the phone? Barely can talk. And I called American Airlines. And I remember the number because I would fly so much. I'm like, did you guys have lifetime passes? And I'm like, let me connect you to the Air Pass department. I'm like, they truly exist.
Maybe, you know what? Even if they didn't, I think they would have been like, well, make one from Mark Cuban. I don't know, exactly. Whatever.
So I bought one. It cost me the $125,000. It was like $125,000 for like 50,000 miles a year for the rest of my life.
Wow.
Right. And so all I had to do was show up to any airport, any American Airlines flight, and I could take me and anybody else. Just get on and go, and they would have to kick somebody off.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. So obviously, I'd go into a club, hey, let's go to Vegas, right? Or, just with my friends, we went to the Olympics, Madrid, London, wherever, you name it.
What is the most, impulsive, you're in a club, you grab a girl or a buddy, and you say, fuck it, let's go?
We went, this is 1992, because I sold my... Way back when we went to the 92 Olympics, the Dream Team.
Oh, shit.
Dude, that was an impromptu decision.
You got to go see the Dream Team on a whim.
My buddy Mark Stahl was like, we got to go. And I'm like, okay. So because it didn't really cost me anything. It gets even better, right? It gets even better because we buy tickets outside. We get in, they seat us at the seats, and then somebody comes up, has the exact same ticket. And it turns out we bought counterfeits, but they were really cool to us. They put us in the press area. So we actually got better seats, and we got to see against Lithuania, I think it was. Dude, it was unbelievable.
That's unbelievable.
I mean, I don't think I've ever, I know for a fact, I've never talked to anybody or even known anybody who saw the Dream Team live. It's just something
that's because you don't know enough old people.